This is the employer's voice.
Let me be direct. The courts have failed us. The High Court refused our interdict without sound reasoning. The Supreme Court of Appeal refused us leave to appeal without providing reasons. The Constitutional Court has denied our petition with no explanation. Every avenue for interdicting these employment equity targets is now closed. But this does not mean employers should surrender. I'm Gerard Papenfoos, Chief Executive of NEASA. This is what happened in the court. This is what it means for your business, and this is what you must do right now. In August 2025, NEASA and Sakeliga went to the High Court with a challenge to government's new employment equity targets. These are compulsory. This applies to every employer with 50 or more staff. The application had two parts. Part A was an interdict to stop the targets from taking effect on 1 September 2025. Part B is an application to review and set aside the decision of the Minister to set these targets, but this part will be heard at a later stage in the High Court. The High Court declined the interdict based on unsound reasoning that contradicts existing law. We requested leave to appeal. That was denied. We petitioned the Supreme Court of Appeal, also denied. No reasons given. Finally, we took it to the Constitutional Court. This is where fundamental rights are ultimately protected, where administrative fairness is supposed to be enforced. Yet, the Constitutional Court also denied our petition for leave to appeal, despite the High Court's judgment directly contradicting previous judgments of the Constitutional Court. Again, no reasons given, and with unprecedented speed before we even had time to file our reply. This spells the end of potential urgent relief. What does this mean? The employment equity targets continue to be law, and the Department of Employment and Labour expects compliance. Part B will still be argued, but months away. In the meantime, you must operate within the Employment Equity Act, but operating within the law does not mean surrendering your business. Here is what the law actually requires. You must do a workplace analysis, draw up an employment equity plan, engage with employees, etc. These are procedural requirements. Do them properly. However, this is where compliance stops. You cannot comply your business into oblivion. You cannot appoint any person who cannot do the job. You cannot appoint any person who would not have a positive impact on the business. You cannot destroy your unique business culture. You cannot set targets that will destroy your business. You cannot follow an artificial spreadsheet at the cost of your company's viability. Race or gender can never form the sole basis of any appointment. You must appoint the best candidate for every position. That is not negotiable. So here is the strategy. Set targets that are honest, at a level that makes business sense. Do not set targets you cannot meet without hiring incompetent people. Appoint the best person, irrespective of race, gender, or disability, always. Document it meticulously, everything. Every hiring decision, every reason, every interview. Create a record that shows you appointed the best person. An employer who appoints by quota instead of capability will not have a business for long. Productivity collapses, clients leave, your market share erodes. Government cannot force you to fail. They can attempt to force compliance, but they cannot force self-destruction. This is a business problem that requires employer leadership. Do not work in isolation. Join Nihasa and Sakeliga. Participate in our advocacy. Help us build the evidence that these targets are harming the very people they claim to help. Employment equity is supposed to widen opportunity. If the policy shrinks job creation, then it fails. Speak out. Tell your employees, tell your customers, tell the government what you are actually doing. Transparency defeats ideology. The courts have let us down. The legal system meant to protect equality has declined to do so when the government is on the other side. But this fight never depended on judges alone. In the long run, it is business owners who decide whether this policy survives. It is employers who decide whether it works. It is employees who decide whether they want to work for a company that prioritizes spreadsheets over capability. Nihasa and Sakeliga will continue this fight. But the real battle happens in your office, your factory, your business. Stand firm. Hire the best. Comply smartly. You do not have to stop fighting. You have a business to run. You need allies who understand the law, who are not afraid to challenge an overreaching government. That is why Nihasa and Sakeliga exist. If you are not a member, join today. Become a part of an organization that defends your rights, knows the law inside out, and will take on the government where the courts will not.